wanted to talk to you about your goals and dreams. Woohoo! What did you do since I talked to you last? I missed last week coming on live. I try to do it once a week at least, because we were in Arizona and then I worked every other day. Wow, look at this. I thought it was snowing when I was in my office, but the hoarfrost is coming off the trees. So it's just beautiful out here, but what a great day for a walk in the woods. So last week I was on vacation, went to see my bestie down in Arizona, and we ended up with a snowstorm while we were in Arizona. It was crazy. She has a place in Mayer, about an hour and a half from Arizona, from Phoenix. But we could have easily been like, oh, that's a bummer, this sucks, and all that kind of stuff. But you know what the truth was? I went down there to see her. And once we got over the idea that there was a snowstorm and we couldn't really do much hiking or walking or anything like that, it was awesome because we just spent time doing a whole lot of nothing, visiting and being together. So, whatever your circumstances are, you can hear it's true. The glass is either half full or it's half empty, right? So, I'm out in my woods again. Love this place. I wanted to talk to you about February 1st yesterday. Wow. How are those New Year's resolutions holding up? Are they coming along great? Or are you going to be one of the 64% of people that give up on the New Year's resolutions? No, you are not. Doesn't matter if you've fallen. You can pick it up right today. Make your decision that you're going to actually make it happen this time. I wanted to talk again about some of the things that can help you. February is like the New Year's resolution or the goal or the dream for 2020 was so strong in the beginning, first week or two of January, but then reality hits in. And what we find out we really need more than anything to succeed in our dreams and goals is we need commitment and sacrifice. Because if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? So now's the time to dig down deep and say, I'm going to keep trying, even though it's hard. Last night I went by a bag of, my daughter is at home for a while, and she had a bag of caramel covered M&Ms, and I wanted so bad to eat them, but I didn't. I went back and forth. I bet I went back past that bag. I even picked it up once. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to eat it. So I went and found something else that was sweet. Not maybe as good in my mind, but once I ate it, I was fine. So all you got to do is do whatever it is you're going to do. And realize that sometimes it takes sacrifice. Often, always it takes sacrifice and commitment. And you have to make sure that your values line up with what it is that you want. If you want to lose weight, but you want to do it for somebody else, it's not your value, or it's society's value that you should be thinner, then you're not going to lose the weight, because it doesn't mean anything to you. So make sure that your values line up with what it is that you want, or you think you want, right? The next thing I want to talk about was, we often have said this is a journey of many steps. It's not like I'm here and then I'm there. It's a lot of small steps. And if it were easy again, everybody would do it. But it's not. And the idea that in 21 days, keep doing something for 21 days and it becomes a habit and it's going to be all easy and perfect and life is going to have, rainbows and unicorn dust all over the place is not true. 21 days is great. That's a great start. But I've quit smoking about 30 times, and after 21 days, trust me, I have started smoking many times after that. I'm quit smoking now for 10 years or more, but it took years for it not to become a second thought of mine. Okay? It's a daily, sometimes hour to hour idea of what you need to do next, or thought of what you need to do next. So we are into February, and hey Noel, hey Earl, how you doing? Another thing that I wanted to just talk about was that whether you are successful or not doesn't only just depend on you, it depends on what's around you as well. And so if you're an alcoholic and you want to quit drinking, or maybe you're not an alcoholic, you just want to stop drinking, very, very difficult to stop drinking while you keep going to the bar, right? So your environment plays a big role in it. If you are somebody who goes out to Starbucks every day, or Caribou here in Minnesota, every day, hey Laura, every day at 10 o'clock, and you're like, I'm not going to do it anymore, I'm going to save my money, I'm not going to go to Caribou every day at 10 o'clock with the group that leaves from the office. But, hey Sarah, nice to see you on. And you say, I'm going to just have plain coffee. I'm going to make coffee in the office or whatever, wherever you're at, and I'm not going to go out with the group. The problem is it's not just the coffee that you're missing. You're going out with a group, and you're visiting along the way, and you're having laughs along the way, and you're relieving some work stress along the way. So not only are you giving up the coffee, which is the thing you wanted to give up, but you're also giving up the time with your peers and your friends and your coworkers. And that might be actually the thing that does you in. If you could just go and have that coffee and go with your friends and do that thing, but not order coffee, you would miss out on the coffee, but you wouldn't miss out on the time with your friends. So every goal is like that. What is it that you want that the environment and people that you're around is gonna help you or hurt you? So that's one thing. The last thing I want to talk about is thinking small. You know, I had a friend of mine that just said she wanted to lose weight, and she probably needs to lose about 45 pounds. You have to think, like, 45 pounds is a lot to lose, and it's a big thought in your head. It's a lot of going on, and that's going to take, it could take a year, and that's hard to think of. So then you just think, I said to her, I said, well, don't think about getting down to under two, down to 150. Think about getting down under 200 first. And that was only 8 pounds. Like, think about that and just do that first. And it won't be so hard, because you'll be like, I can do 8 pounds. Or if you think, I want to be the CEO of our company. Well, if you're starting at the bottom, you're probably not going to be the CEO of the company in a week. Or even a year or two. It's going to take a lot of years. So then you have to think, like, what do I need to do to get myself to the next position? Supervisor, or even team lead, and then supervisor, and then manager, and then director, and so on and so forth. Everything, it takes incremental steps to get there. Because if you took the whole chunk off at one time, it would be insurmountable sometimes. It'd be too much to even think of. And so just make sure that you are taking it day by day, step by step, and don't bite off more than you can chew in the next week or 2 weeks. How many of you have written down your goals? How many of you have written down what you're going to get done today? Today. Anybody that's on here? Hi, Deacon Mark, Andrea, Ginny, Cheryl. How many of you have written down a goal for the day or the week or the month? I want you to say, hey, it was me, I am. Because if you did, you're going to have a much higher chance of getting that thing done. So let's have those things written down. And the last thing is just make sure that you're measuring the right things. And again, this kind of ties into what I was talking about earlier. If you measure weight, and you don't really care how much you weigh, what you really care about is that maybe your cholesterol goes down. And you know that if you lose weight, your cholesterol will probably go down. But losing the weight isn't the big thing for you, then make sure you measure the right things. Measure your health by blood pressure, cholesterol, things like that. Just make sure you're measuring the right things. Don't measure what society tells you to measure, or think that those things are the most important things. Don't fall into that, because it gets you nowhere except unhappy, sometimes depressed, sometimes feeling like a failure all the time. So do all those things. Again, make sure that you have the right values, and that's also measuring the right things. Take small steps, write it down. Make sure that you know that this is a long haul game. It's not a short thing, and just keep committed. You know, John Maxwell says, in order to go up, you must give up. And the fact is nothing good ever comes easy. So whatever it is that you want, it's not going to be easy. Again, if it was, everybody would have it, right? You wanna make $50,000 this year, or you want to make 6 figures this year. If that were easy, everybody would do it. You have to figure out what it is you want and do it slowly and intentionally. Well, slowly, maybe not slowly. That's probably not a good word, but intentionally, and put together your list of things that you need to get done in order to get there. And again. I cannot say this enough. I cannot say this enough. Whatever it is that you want, you have to hang around the people who have it. I was just talking to one of my kids the other day. She wanted something, and I said, then stop hanging around people who don't have that, what you want. Stop hanging around people that aren't doing the things that you want. If you want to have a healthier, cleaner life, then hang around healthy and cleaner people. If you want to make more money, learn from people who are making more money. Don't take advice from people who are barely making it. There's nothing wrong with those people, but if you want more than that, then you have to listen to somebody who wants more than that. And one of my favorite sayings is, if you're going to get something that you've never had, you're going to have to do something that you've never done. I remember when I wanted to get a college degree right out of high school, Parker's Prairie, and nobody in my family had a college degree. And I didn't know how to do it, and I was so intimidated and so afraid and so scared because I didn't know anybody who had a college degree. There's nothing wrong with not having a college degree, but I wanted to be a nurse, and so you have to have a degree. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to get there. I don't even know how to start. And then when I went to talk to somebody about it, they gave me no inspiration, no motivation, and really were like, well, I know this is going to be awful to hear for some of you, but there was somebody who told me, it's not for people like you. I come from a very poor farming family. And I remember thinking, what? Really? It's not for people like me? And I could have let that just beat me down and not gotten to be a nurse. But something, it took a couple days, but something burned inside of me. And I thought, you know what? Forget him, because then guess what happened? An Army recruiter came to the school and they said you could get the GI Bill. And so I joined the Army. And truth be known, that was the only reason I ever joined the Army, was so I could get the money to go to nursing. And so sometimes we have to, always we have to give up to go up. I chose to serve my country. Once I got there, I was glad I did. But my country also helped me. And helped me to pay for nursing school. And so once I got to college, there was all kinds of people that were in college, and nobody didn't think that they shouldn't be there. And so if you want whatever it is that you want, that's why people in AA hang around with people in AA. That's why people in Weight Watchers hang around with people in Weight Watchers. You have to hang around the people that are doing the things that you want to do, that have the things that you want to have. And I cannot stress that enough. So, happy Tuesday. And it's a beautiful day, even it's chilly out here. And lots of frost falling from the trees. But take care and enjoy the rest of your week. And don't give up on those goals. I don't care that it's February 2nd and you started eating crappy 2 weeks ago. I don't care. I don't care that it's hard. I don't. and you can't either. If you want what you want, then you're going to have to do what you need to do. And it's always hard, okay? So work hard, dig down deep, pull up those bootstraps, and we can do it, okay? Take care, have a good week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.